video because I'm about to be talking about my future videos.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody here, they stay there. And they say yeah, and they say there.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Boys. Yeah.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball. Looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. Guys, let's dig into some of the players who might be, less known to the viewers and talk about some of the more underrated players in the league. Who would be your picks? Underrated guys. Kenny?
I like Paul Millsap. I think he's underrated. I think his value to the team. There's a bunch of guys on that Atlanta team that's underrated.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the New York Knicks come into town in this one. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. They continue to spread the load, trying to compensate for the injured Carmelo Anthony.
Kevin, so far they've been doing just fine without him. They took on a much different look when he went down, but it seemed to have suited them. They've added a few dimensions.
The Heat. Chris Humphries has checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Chris Bosh. Green, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Goran Dragic. And New York, looking at who they've got. Clancy in at two guard. Kevin Seraphin is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Kent Bazemore. And it's Calderon in at the one spot. For New York, they have shot just one free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
Maybe like 4 videos. Maybe the first video would be like the Pacers VR.
And that one misses. The Heat with the lead. And it's blocked. And here we go. Freak heading to the hoop. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
To the paint. Here's Dang. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Now let's take a look at the teams, the games. Number 1, the Knicks.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you've got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
He doesn't get the second one. New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. It's stolen by Green. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way to the left wing. Winslow wide open. He fires and misses it off the right side of the rim. New York trailing. Calderon kicks to Freak. Free throw line jump shot. Miami grabs the miss. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
They played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
And no good. And a chance to take the lead. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Winslow's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Clancy. Ball's knocked loose. Humphries with the steal. Out to the wing. Here's Mack. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Mack's got his second bucket of the night. Calderon with it. And that's not going to go. Oh, nice. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid and just...
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy. And we've reached halftime in this one. It's the Heat leading by 8. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, I'm with Eric Spoelstra, and obviously, Coach, some great work tonight on the defensive side of the ball. How does the team's defense play into your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the two-point line as best as we can.
Eric, thank you. Kevin, over to you.
Okay. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Luol Deng really. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game.
Well, Goran, congratulations on the win tonight. A game where you certainly had some nice bench production. What does it take for this team to play at its best?
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Bosh. Tonight we saw all the reasons why he's been an established presence in this league for as long as he has. Clutch play from a great veteran.
Chris Bosh came to play tonight, guys, and that's a frightening prospect for an opposing team, because when you got a big who can score from anywhere like Bosh can, it doesn't take much to get him on a serious roll. Makes it easy to see why he's an all-star over and over again, year in and year out.
Things haven't been pretty for them lately, but his performance in this win is...
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
Today.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Jet Smith. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Atlanta, where we'll see the Hawks going up against the New York Knicks. For New York, they need some wins to start adding up here in a hurry. More or less half the season behind us, and they are still struggling to prove they can contend. A few moments here before we start the game, let's talk shooting guards. Kenny, some have said the talent at that position is the weakest it's been in some time. Which young shooting guards do you think are poised to fill that void?
Well, James Harden's already there. Look, we're talking about Kobe and great departure at the top guys. Klay Thompson, versatile shooter, defender, two-way player, as you love to call him, Ernie.
You know what you named two, Kenny?
game as part of their continuing road trip. And, of course, C.J. Watson. This outing only his second game since the trade.
You know, that trade that you mentioned isn't making front-page news, but sometimes
Go for a different look here. Jarrell Wright's checked in for Millsap. Justin Holiday comes in for Cephalosha. Hardaway's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. And New York, looking at who they've got, Clancy in at shooting guard. Kevin Seraphin is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Grant, and it's Bazemore at the small forward. And it's Freak missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Bucks lead by 1. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And a chance now to hear. Greg, it's got to be more than just attitude, right? I mean, ultimately, don't you have to have guys step up and produce in some cases or even overproduce?
You do, but really it is about attitude. I mean, those are the two elements that have a chance to beat anyone. And so don't discount that attitude when you're on a roll. They call it getting your swag on today. Back in the day, it was called having your mojo working. Right. So same thing. And you can ride.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
They're just very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, attacking the rim in this first quarter. A lot of tricks.
Playing at home, and the fans have really helped them here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And New York, looking at who they've got. Clancy in a two-guard. Kent Bazemore is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Grant in at the point guard. Hardaway, no good.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Wright with a screen on Grant. The pass to Horford. From 13 feet, it goes down. Horford's got 7 points.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Here's Clancy. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Paul Millsap's checked in for Wright. Cephalosha comes in for Hardaway. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. And it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder. Korver kicks to Teague. There's the bucket. Good.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Knicks trail by 3. Pass to Freak. Pulls up on the elbow. Can't hit. Korver with the defensive effort.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Poked away. Millsap with the steal. Teague against Jones. Millsap has the open look. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Millsap's got his first 3 points of the game. Here is Bayless. Teague covering. New York, no good that time either.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Korver dishes to Teague. And Horford wide open. He shoots. It's rebounded by New York. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
That's good. And now an 8-point Atlanta lead.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And it's Freak missing.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Bayless the pass to Freak. It's stolen by Corver. Here's Cephalosha. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate and embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Guys, they are dialed in.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play.
Okay.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Horford having just a fantastic game. He's got 11 points and 2 rejections. That kind of mix of assists and rebounds is what wins you basketball games.
Clark, it's a rarity when you've got a guy that can just do it as well as he does on both ends.
Checked in for the Hawks. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Paul Millsap. Knicks trail by 17.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Hawks.
Their superior ball handling. Won it for him here, Clark.
Well, Kevin, when you squeeze the orange, you get more shot opportunities, and that's always a good thing.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And so by winning the first of 3 in this season series, it should give them plenty of momentum and confidence for the next time they'll have to lace their sneakers up against the Knicks.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Horford. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
We've got Teague. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Watson. Then it's Thabo Cephalosha. And it's Horford in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Schroeder kicks to Horford. Stolen by Serafin. Now, here's O'Quinn. Here's Clancy. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Schroeder. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly. And Clark, the other, just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Very productive offensive night for you. What allowed you to be so effective in getting your scoring opportunities?
Guys were just finding me and, freed me up a little bit and allowed me to get more shots. And we were flying around the whole game.
Well, congratulations on such a solid night offensively, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Horford.
Yeah, Al Horford put in some serious work bringing home this win tonight. He's always been the definition of a great two-way player, and when you've got a big man who's that versatile, it's a huge boost for your ball club.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
I don't know about the signature. I don't know about what I'm gonna call it. Yeah, and the next game, and the VR worlds, the Madden, the NBA. Yeah, those are all gonna, and those other ones are gonna be on the Christmas package, special Christmas package, and oh yeah, before we end this video, I just want you to know that maybe sometime around, maybe like I'll be doing a vlogging about, I don't know, maybe, just a maybe, if I can figure out how to vlog on my phone. I'll be doing I'll be doing a vlog about, I'll be vlogging myself going to Florida, myself in Florida. Yeah. So hope you enjoy this video. Fist bump that like button and make it small but extremeness, and fist ups uptown, downtown, all around town, and I'll see you once again in the next video. Peace out.